But every Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning, I come to you with Tuesday Talks at 10:30 to talk to you about things that maybe you're not super comfortable in talking to other people about. We talk about spirituality and grief. We talk about spirit and angels and guides and God. And I just want to be able to have an open forum, a safe space where I can relay to you things that have been given to me. So, good morning. Good morning. I see that there are people on. Hello. If this is the first time you've been on, put a one. If I would love to know where you're watching from as well. So, I have some upcoming events coming up, upcoming and coming up. This is going to be an interesting conversation today. Pardon me if I'm reading part of it, but the words just came to me, and I just got to say them the way that I had written them. But anyway, May 5th, we're going to be in Havre de Grace at the State Theater doing a platform reading, which is a large group reading, and it all benefits the Agape Project and the work and the missions things that Danny McGee does. Get your tickets. It's for a good cause. All of the profits from the tickets go to Agape Projects. May 7th, I'm doing a small group in Gettysburg. May 22nd, we've got the online course where we're talking about, I believe this one is talking about rebirth. All this information is on my website, connectingthespiritwithstacy.com. Let's see, June 2nd, I am back here in Bel Air. I'll have privates available. The 3rd, some privates plus an intimate group reading. The 4th, we're going to go back to Made Me Mine. Now, that's not up on the website yet, but it's getting up on the website. So by the end of the week, that'll be there, and I'll be posting about that as well. June 11th, we'll be at Awake Spa doing a past life regression in a salt cave. The 25th of June, back at Awake Spa in the salt cave for an intimate group reading. And then June 30th, we're doing a past life regression in Gettysburg. Again, all this information is on the website. You can go there, you can find out the different events, jump on, and let us know that you'll be joining us. Tonight at 8 p.m., I am doing a podcast. Every Tuesday night I do a podcast on Bold Brave Media. It's available on Spotify, Amazon Music. I stream it on Facebook as well. We've been talking about the archangels tonight. We're going to talk about Archangel Zadkiel, who is the Archangel of Grace and Forgiveness. So enough with the commercials. Let's get started. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. And it's a beautiful morning. I stepped outside real quick this morning, but I think I'll be stepping outside a little bit more today because it's finally warming up. So I wanted to talk to you about an epiphany I had. And the epiphany I had happened at about 8 o'clock this morning. I read this quote by Socrates that said, "The only true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing." And I was like, oh my God, that is so much where I'm at right now. I guess, I don't know if the word's struggling, but I've been tossing around in my head all week. What am I going to talk about for Tuesday Talks at 10:30? Every week I do 2 talks. Tuesday Talks at 10:30 and then the podcast. So I'm coming up with 2 different things to talk about. I'm trying to channel messages that will touch your heart and things that you need to see, things that you need to hear. But I've been struggling this week with what to talk about today. My mind was blank, and yet it was filled with so many different ideas and so many things that I wanted to talk about to shed some light on you, my viewer, my clients, my friends, my family, if you feel like you're in a dark space. To let you know that you're not alone. I want to touch your heart and spirit while you are growing and learning and doing the things that you feel drawn to do, how you can do whatever is put in front of you and you can conquer whatever it is with prayer and meditation and confidence to make your day a little bit lighter when it feels heavy. That's my intention for Tuesday Talks at 10:30. So I thought about talking about transformation, how we wake up every single morning not knowing what the day has in store for us. And we live each and every day in grace, or try to live it in grace, and being grateful, and just looking the day in the eye and say, let's go, let's have a good day. We adjust to whatever situation is placed in front of us. And I thought about talking about that. And then I thought about talking about our spiritual path, because we're all on our own unique spiritual path. It is ours for the asking to see what's going to unfold. I thought about talking, hang with me guys, I thought about talking about spring and rebirth, and comparing the blossoms of how we're growing, of how a small tree can find its way through the sidewalk, through concrete, that if this small tree can do it, so can we. It breaks through, that nothing can stop it. This little tree literally pushes up towards the light, towards the sun. I thought about talking about a podcast that I listened to yesterday on my drive here. And it was an interesting podcast where the guest speaker was talking about the death of his 7-year-old son. And it happened 32 years ago. But it was still, of course, very fresh in his mind. But I thought about, and I talked about this last night at the reading. He said, oh, and it still gives me chills to think about it. He said, love starts where the heart breaks. And that that reminded me of this little tree that breaks through the cracks in the sidewalk. He, of course, was still brokenhearted, but he talked about how his life had changed in the 32 years since his 7-year-old son had passed away. I thought about speaking about all the good things that this father had done to honor his son, and the life that he now has, and how he's touched other people's lives, and how he's helped so many people because of his loss. I thought about talking about Archangel Zadkiel, which I'm going to talk about tonight. The Archangel of grace and forgiveness. You hear me yammer on and on and on about forgiveness and grace and releasing those things that no longer serve you. And I've been doing this series about archangels, and I'm learning more about what different archangels do, and I never realized that Zadkiel was the Archangel of grace and forgiveness. So guess who I've invited to be in my energy? Archangel Zadkiel. I thought about talking about the beautiful, emotional reading, the platform reading that I did last night at the grazing room. And let me tell you, it was just as emotional and healing for myself as it was for the group that was there. I could feel spirit was there. There were so many beautiful messages that came out, and so much warmth. And I mean, I had chills almost the whole night. But there were so many messages that came through last night that I don't believe that there was one person that was sitting there that did not believe that spirit was there with us. It was amazing. We're going to be back there, I believe, in July or August. I wanted to speak about grief and how we endure these things, and how we honor our loved ones who have gone before us, and by telling their stories. Another author wrote, our loved one never really dies until we stop talking about them. We live through their stories and the memories that we have about them. I wanted to find the words to say to you to help heal the world, one person at a time, and to ask you to take my hand and heal others as well. But actions speak louder than words. So in my meditation and in my thought process and in my prayer, I always ask, help me to live the life that shows others that I truly care about them, that emotional healing is theirs, that their spiritual path is theirs for the asking. And I pray that you know how much I care about you and how important you are to me, even if I struggle on what to talk about on Tuesday Talks at 10:30 like I did today. But I just felt this message was more important to talk about all the different things that go on in our lives, all the different things that we are facing every single day. We've never faced these things. It's a new experience every day. Every single day we wake up and we don't know what's coming our way. But one of the guest podcast people that I listened to talked about his transformation and how he went from, I don't know if he was in a gang, but he was on his way to that life, and he's changed his life so much. He's actually a radio host. He hosts the Breakfast Club, but he talks about every single morning. I wake up at 4:15 in the morning, which please, I hit snooze, and then I wake up, and then I'm grateful, and I say my gratitudes, and then he takes a shower, and then he meditates, and he doesn't know what the day holds for him, but he knows that it's going to be something that he can be grateful for, a learning lesson, something that he has not lived before because he has not lived that life before at that moment in time. We learn what we learned from yesterday, but today is a new learning experience. I sometimes, when I sit down to write Tuesday Talks at 10:30, the words just come to me. These prophetic words are given to me from God and Spirit and angels and those that I have loved that have passed. I don't want to say that I've lost them because they're still with me. They are the spiritual intuitives. They have the vision and see the trends and the events for the situations that surround us. I just ask, listen, and write. I believe that they're communicating these messages of hope to me to give to you. The only true wisdom is knowing that we truly know nothing. We were brought into this world not able to speak or to walk or, to eat by ourselves. And every single day it's a learning experience. It just reminds me that there's a new experience waiting for each and every one of us around the corner. It reminds me that nothing that comes my way I cannot overcome because I am not alone and you are not alone. We've all experienced our own unique situations, and it's difficult sometimes to talk to someone about a situation that you're going through when they have not gone through that. I have several of my clients that come and they have a reading, and I'm able to give them messages and validations from their loved ones on the other side. But I often say to them, I'm not a therapist. There are therapists out there that can counsel you and give you the tools to help you. And whether they want to seek counseling or not, I hear a lot, I can't see a counselor unless I know they have gone through exactly what I've gone through. And my answer back to them is, no one has gone through exactly what you have gone through. But they are a listening ear. They can give you some tools for healing, because walking through the healing is going to be better than where you're at right now. And know that your life has been forever changed, but you can find the good in everything and anything and do good and heal by putting these tools in place. We adjust, we learn, we live from all the different adventures that we have. And because some of these adventures have not arrived yet, I ask positively to allow me to have good experiences, to show me how to respond, not react, but how to respond to situations that come my way. We adjust and we learn from each situation. I am not the same person that I was yesterday. And I can honestly say that because of the healing that I received at the reading last night. I'm not the same person that I was 11 years ago. Because 11 years ago, my mom still walked this earth. And I was still her daughter, and I could still go to her. But she's still within me. I'm not the same person that I was 30 years ago, because I didn't have 3 children. Well, yeah, I didn't have 3 children 30 years ago. I had 2 children. I didn't know what it was like to be a mom years ago before my first child came, and then my second child, and then my third child. I didn't know what it was like to be in a good marriage until I found my husband. I didn't know what it was like to be a graduate of high school until I graduated. So it's experiencing this, it's walking fervently, I'm not sure what the word is, through them with a positive outlook. To know that you are not alone. To know that Spirit, the God force, God, is with you. If you stop for a moment, if you are struggling, pray, meditate, get quiet. I always write because the words come. Your answers will come in journaling. There was a woman, I think it was a private that I did yesterday. It was either a private I did yesterday or part of the group last night, who lost her son. Now it was a private. And she said, I write him a letter every single night. And my favorite part of the day is when I go to bed and I write him a letter because I feel connected to him. Because she is connected to him. She's found her tool, her way to walk through this. And what a beautiful way for a mother to tell her story about the loss of her son. And her situation is very specific for her, but it is also grief and death. She's not the only mother in the world who has not lost a son, but her story is different. It is unique to her. But just like the little tree, the little seed in the dirt, she's finding her way up through the concrete to the light. So, wow, it is my hope and understanding that each and every single one of us, there's a plan for us. There is this soul purpose, this spiritual energy that's around us. There's a reason why we are put on this earth. But if you get so caught up in wondering what your plan is, you miss the whole dramatics, you miss the whole scene, you miss the adventure of what it is. Think about what your passion is. What do you absolutely love? And then do that. That is what your purpose is at that time of the day. My purpose, my life purpose changes on a daily basis, just like yours does. Just like this man who lost his son 32 years ago. 32 years ago, he had 3 children. And his family life looked a certain way. And then his son got sick. He lost his son. Now he is, instead of a family of 5, he's a family of 4. But he learned to walk through it and to help others through that. When I lost, I'm trying to get rid of the word loss because I didn't lose my mom. She didn't wander off. She passed. She died. She's on the other side. But she's still with me. But when she passed, I thought to myself, she was my mother for almost 50 years. It is okay for me to grieve her for 50 years. I'm going to grieve her as long as she was with me. But if I'm honoring her in my grief, by talking about her, by telling my children and my grandchildren about her, by getting her little trinkets out and say, oh, this was grandma's, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, there's always an extra chair at the table. It's my mom's chair. And I try to tell a story about her. You're keeping them alive through you. So whether you understand what your soul purpose is, try not to get all bunched up about it. Because when we get that way, we tend to miss what life is showing us. We tend to miss seeing this little tree that's growing up through the concrete. We're surrounded by spiritual beings. We are a spiritual being living a human life. We're in this earth school learning every single day. Every moment of every day is different for us because I have not lived this moment yet. When I wrote Tuesday Talks this morning, I wrote it at 8 o'clock this morning. I was going to write it last night. I got in bed and I started and I was like, I'm just so tired. I was up at 5 a.m. yesterday. Had to have some tests done. Drove 2 hours to Bel Air. Chit-chatted with Denise for a little while, and bam, readings. Private for two, private for one. The platform of, I think there was 25 of us there. Got home around 9. 8, sat and talked to Denise for maybe an hour, and I'm a night owl, and I finally just said to her, I can't, I'm going to bed. I need to write Tuesday talks. Went upstairs, held my pen and paper, and I'm like, you know what? Tomorrow's another day. Woke up at 7 a.m., bright and bushy-tailed, went to the bathroom, thought, I'll write this. Well, me being the sleeper that I am, I thought, you know what? My alarm's set for 8 o'clock. I'm going to go back to sleep for an hour. I'll wake up at 8 and write it. So woke up at 8 and I thought, okay, give me something to write about. And nothing came to mind and everything came to mind. Because I was so caught up in, I need to heal the world one person at a time. I need you to take my hand and help me. This world is so, I don't know, chaotic. I don't understand what's going on. I don't need to understand what's going on. I can't get caught up in the news. I can't get caught up in the negative energy that's around. What I can say is I will adjust my situation. I will adjust my thought process as the circumstances come my way. My intention is not to get caught up in negativity. My intention is to help heal the world one person at a time. And I'm asking you to allow me the opportunity to do that. And I'm asking you to come along with me and feel the positive energy that's around you. Even if negative energy is talking in your ear, tell it to shut up. Or look it in the eye and say, why does this keep coming up? I need to face it, heal it, and get rid of it. I can't allow it to keep coming up. Grief is like this tidal wave. Sometimes the ocean is very calm and it's low tide, and sometimes at high tide, grief is the exact same way. But it is feeling it and allowing it to, resonate through you, but then think to yourself all the changes that have happened for you, around you, because this person passed. Think to yourself all the good things that they instilled in you and tell their story. We can't figure out what's going to come along, but we can see the adventures as they come with grace and wisdom and hope for a better day. We can change our mindset so that no matter what comes our way, we are steadfast in thinking, I want to live the life that I love and love the life that I live, or make the adjustment. We have this great connection with our loved ones, with spirit on the other side. They're just waiting for you to get quiet, talk to them, ask, and listen. Does that make sense? I don't know. It was just this epiphany that I had. Hold on, I got to tell you what it said again. Socrates said, the only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. And that's absolutely right. I know nothing. I'm learning. I'm like, I don't know. I'm in this earth school for the long haul. I came into this world knowing nothing, and I will go out of this world knowing nothing. But I'm learning the adventure as I go. From life to death. I am not alone. Spirit is with me. God is with me. Those who were in my lives and have gone my life before me and have gone before me, they're paving a road for me. And they're paving a road for you too. What's the, what was it? When we were in school before you went through the crosswalk. Stop, look and listen. Same thing with spirit. Stop. Take a deep breath. Listen. Ask. Look around. You'll see the signs. You'll feel their presence. You'll know that you're not alone. And every time you see this little tree or this little flower coming up from the sidewalk, you're going to remember this conversation that we had. It's all an adventure for you to live the life you love and love the life you live. I pray that this message resonated with you and allowed you to think to yourself, I don't have to have it all figured out right now because I'm new to whatever situation is coming up. I haven't lived this moment yet. Stacy Needenthal, what is today? Oh God, it's tax day. April 15th. It's not even 11 o'clock. I haven't been Stacy at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I don't know what's coming. But I can say with grace and love that I welcome the adventure of what the world has to offer me. And I ask with grace and forgiveness of the things that I have screwed up to teach me how to do it better. So, guys, this is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. I love you. I truly love you. We are all this little seed, this little tree, this little flower that is ready to break through the dirt and blossom. Say yes to that. Blossom. Have the life you love and love the life you live. And I will talk to you next Tuesday at 10:30, or pop in on my podcast tonight at 8 o'clock. Like, subscribe, share. Let's build this community, guys. Invite people to Connecting to Spirit. Invite people to the podcast. Let's shine that light and help heal everyone, one person at a time. We have this great connection with Spirit now and forever. I will talk to you next week. Peace out. Bye-bye.